or I should not necessarily in the plan specifically, but the burning ordinance, and that those things could be addressed. But
So a possibility for that could be like a special permit, because the city doesn't necessarily have to follow its own
we would
laws.
ultimately like to, but you are kind of correct in some sense there. But it would, anything we do moving forward with this plan, we would bring the community along with us, along with the Fire Safety Advisory Committee, making recommendations to the council, and the council determining what the ordinance says for that.
Like a special circumstance permit or something like that, because burning within the city limits, if just opened up to the general public, could be highly problematic in neighborhoods.
And the Fire Safety Advisory Committee is looking tonight on their agenda, actually right after you all meet, not necessarily, not at all prescribed burning, but the utilization or the idea of the utilization of a burning device that's more along the lines of a curtain burner or whatnot. So tune into that meeting if you want to see where some progress or some questions and concerns could be brought up.
Yeah, this would be different, it's not like a private parcel that's a small parcel with a house on it. So all the land that's included in the project area is open space or a larger parcel that is truly like forest land. And so whatever happens with those conversations will be likely related to the allowance for burning in open space, or, allowance for burning in relation to something that we have a plan for that we're implementing as a fuel reduction measure, not necessarily opening it up to burning for folks in their neighborhoods.
Yeah, and more than anything, it would be, like, it seems quite clear that the exception here is that professionals would be doing it with permits.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's also the risk of the perception like, well, Jimmy did it, why can't I?
Yeah. So the way I see it, kind of, if it happens, is that, it'll be in the newsletter, it'll be on social media, it'll be like, this is a good opportunity for us to continue the work that we've done and, expect smoke and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you've thought about it, that's good.
Small price to pay, a little smoke to clear the forest.
Yeah.
Amen.
You ready? Would you like to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion.
Yeah.
I would like to move that we determine the Deer Creek Hazardous Fuels Reduction Project categorically exempt from further environmental review pursuant to the section of CEQA cited here, specifically related to fuel management activities.
Second.
Commissioner Shisco.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner Van Zant.
Yes.
Vice Chair Cobden.
Yes.
Chair Knight.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Evan.
Yeah, thank
Good.
you.
Thank
Very
you.
exciting.
Yeah, there
Glad
you go.
you're on
And
board.
thank you, Lisa.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's so good to see this going forward.
Yeah, it's important.
The community, I think, for the most large, will be very excited.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you picked this area to start with, just for selfish reasons. Financial reasons.
Financial reasons.
Understandable.
So I don't think I have any announcements, except for our next meeting is September 19th. Any commissioner reports or updates?
I would just like to congratulate
Thank
you and the county on the Don't Be Afraid of the Dark photography contest,
so
which happened,
beautiful.
two weeks, a week and a half ago or something? Yeah, it was a really nice event. It's too bad it wasn't more robustly attended, but it was a really beautiful photography and informative and inspiring. So,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thanks. I forgot about the STAR event last Saturday. I wanted to go to that,
so
but
those are monthly though. So for
Okay,
those who
yeah,
don't
I
know, Alan Stoller, he holds a Star Party, essentially a public Star Party / viewing at the intersection of Old Downeyville Road and 49. If you know that big gravel out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he puts it in the paper in his column, and it's usually on the Nevada County Astronomer's website.
So people have telescopes set up and you can,
Yeah,
Oh, Red.
that sounds super groovy.
it's pretty cool.
Does he ride out on his bike?
He does. I think he did.
He's amazing.
He is
It is
amazing. Gets
amazing.
around on that thing.
Yeah.
He makes just wonderful wonderful astronomy reports on KVMR. You've heard him, Alan Stahl? It's like, it's just wonderful, his astronomy, like, what's
Somebody
happening in the
called him
sky.
our Mr. Wizard.
It's just, like,
so-
literally wonderful. Yeah.
I did have a call with Dark Sky International to kick off becoming a Dark Sky certified community. So they want data from at least a year, and we need to get some device that we hold up and takes sky readings. So they want at least a year's data for that. So the certification will come after the ordinance comes to you guys and gets adopted and all of that. So just a heads up on that.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So instead of looking at the lights on the ground, they look up at the sky and see how,
It's some sort of device that
Oh, that's
measures the
clever.
darkness.
yes,
So
amount
we'll-
of light or.
We'll take readings around several locations around town and collect data over the course of time.
Yeah, and if there's lights going this way, it's going to change the,
Yep.
that is fascinating.
Yep, so that in addition to a whole bunch of other things that I basically have to create like a, a report showing how we qualify to be a dark sky community. And then submit that and their board reviews it and they do review of it and make comments or requirements before they certify. So they do want our ordinance in place before that.
In place, not as a draft.
Right, so since we're in the process of drafting, the gentleman that I'm working with will help me with questions that come up, because he knows that that's the case with us, so, yeah.
Great.
But the board could find something that he didn't think of, so there's a potential that, it goes to the board and they have a requirement and we have to change it, something,
But great to have a guide along the way.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah, well, thanks for that work. A lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do encourage, go to the Root Center, check out the winners of the Dark Sky Photography Contest. They're hanging up downstairs.
Gorgeous prints,
Look at them
too.
online if you
Beautiful.
can't get up there too, yeah.
I
Yeah,
think the prints are better than the
Oh, I'm sure they
online.
are. I'm sure they
they're
are.
different,
yes.
yeah.
Well, with that, shall we adjourn?